Hello, everybody. Um, I need my drink. How is everybody today? Um, Making a video is hard. I'm just gonna say that. Uh, I was starting to get things together to finally start putting my Herb Sims in the City video. Um, for video. Oh, I'm doing a video on Herb Sims in the City for Game Boy Advance because of course I am. I have footage of the gameplay, which was a pain in the ass to try and get because things kept going wrong. I found the entire soundtrack for the game. Uh, I downloaded all of like the character sprites. I even started recording voiceover, but I'm not sure if I like them and I might have to do it again. Good job, boo boo. Because I never really. I mean, I did start a video for Final Fantasy 14 like a while ago when I was still a PNG tuber, but I never finished it. Well, I did it in parts, and I just never did the last part for some reason. Um, it's like I don't, and I'm also using DaVinci Resolve for the first time, and it's very intimidating because I'm used to using like CapCut, but CapCut CapCut has become absolute shit lately. So that's why I wanted to switch to DaVinci. What is the song? What is going on? Hold on. What is the song? No, let me. What the hell was that? Hold on. I gotta go back. I gotta see what that song was. It was weird. Oh, it's Timmy's theme. Okay. Also, why am I not where I'm supposed to be? Hold on. Everything. Oh, I couldn't see it because I'm downstairs. Hold on. I don't know why I'm in the middle of the fucking screen. Hold on. What is happening? Oh, of course, everything's going slow. Oh my god. What is happening to my layout? Everything's wrong. Girl, what are you doing? OBS, what are you doing, girl? And Warudo's broken? Girl, I don't know what is happening. Let me turn it off for a second. Okay, well, yeah, it's Tech Trouble Tuesday. I might have to restart Warudo because it's being really fucking weird. Girl, I just want to have tea. Why you gotta be so difficult? My God. What if? No, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say, what if I just killed myself? But I remembered that that's not a thing I really should be saying. I unfortunately say that way too much at work. Like every time a weird ticket comes in, I just go, "What if I just killed myself?" Like, no, no crap, you can't say those things. What do you mean it's still running? I closed you. Oh my gosh. Why are you like this? Why can't things just work how they're supposed to? Why are we here just to suffer? Anyway, how's everyone else doing today? Why are you not starting? I'm so confused. No tea too hot. Yeah, that's fair. All right, we're gonna stop it from there. Like it says, you've used this title for 253 hours. Yeah, because that's my VTubing software, you silly goose. My God, why is it still on T3? That's not what I'm drinking anyway. There we go. I wish things would go the way they're supposed to. Oh, God. One day I'll get my new computer and I will not have to suffer as much as I do. But today is not that day. Well, while I'm upstairs, I'm gonna put some socks on. Feet are a little cold. I didn't know y'all had mongooses in the state. To be fair, I didn't know we had mongooses in my state either. I'm a little sad. Mine Mine was supposed to be a two-parter, but it got cut off. I'll have to go in and fix that. Oh, there I am. All right. It only took me 500 years, but I did it. Yee. Okay, and then Bardo. Bitch, put the drink in my hand. There we go. Okay. Now I could go back downstairs and actually do my stream. Jesus Christ, Superstar. That was ridiculous. Okay. Jesus. That was a long and drawn out sequence that didn't have to exist. Like how it just went think. All right. We could finally brew some fucking tea. After seems like an hour. Ugh. Man, I wish technology did not hate me. Oh my. I would love to have technology just work for me. I'm not allowed to have nice things according to God. Um yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do the voiceover because I could either do like with my VTuber model and record through OBS or just record the voice. But I don't really know which one is better. Because I do want like my model to be in there some things, but then there'd be like a difference between the audio of recording with the VTuber and then recording just voiceover. And I'm also not sure where I want to put my VTuber if I include it. It's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's like I can't really just like give all the stuff to someone and be like, here, you figure it out because that's gonna be expensive. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. Dude, I was so mad because I was starting to get uh everything like put together in the folder, and then I realized I was missing like the entire opening of the game and then two quests that are like in the middle. So I had to restart the game in order to get the opening and then play through to get those footage of those 2 quests I was missing. And it was pain. It was pain. But I think I got everything now. Uh And then part of me was like, well, what if you found a DS emulator and then played the DS version of the game in order to get the new stuff? And I was like, no, I'm not playing this game for like a sixth time in the past like year. I can't. And then there's like a part where I talk about the the other versions, and I'm like, I don't want to find other versions of this game. So I reached out to someone who has a playthrough of like the PS2 version. I was like, hey, can I just use like a clip of your video for this like 10-second portion where I talk about this version of the game? We'll see what they say. Be able to finish it. Oh my gosh, I'm actually really bad at it. I've just finished it because I had to, because I had to record like everything. So in order to get everything, you have to complete it. There's there's so many games that I just like I've started on stream and just have not finished. Um like Persona 5 Royal, I haven't finished. I haven't played Mystria in a while. I mean, you can't really finish Mystria right now, but I haven't done that for a while. I haven't caught up in Honkai Star Rail. Um, there's just there's a lot. Now I'm working on fucking Deltarune. I'm excited to play Chapter 2 though. Chapter 2 is my absolute favorite so far. Single Pokemon game. I still keep on. Yeah, that's fair. I did finish Scarlet and Violet, like, and the DLCs. Uh, and then I I'm only missing Pokemon that are in Scarlet because I have Violet. Um, because it's like there's no in between for me. It's either I will obsess over a game until I finish it, or at some point I stop playing it and then I forget that it exists and then never touch it again. I'm also really behind. Oh, okay. I'm also really behind in Final Fantasy 14. I just, I don't know. My computer doesn't handle it very well because, like, a lot of what was included are things that require you to do things with multiple people, like the 24-man raid, and my computer does not like 24-man raids. Uh, and I am physically incapable of streaming them because I've tried. When I had my PNG tuber, and it was just nah. It was so bad. Grades oh yeah. I mean, I'm not in like the heavy rating scene. I just like queue up and do them. And I don't do like for the 8-man ones, I don't do the extreme or the hardcore, whatever, the savage, whatever the fuck they're called. Because they scare me. they they scare me. Uh to this day, the only savage raids I've done are ones that are like really old that I can do on my own, uh, or ones that I was dragged into by a friend for farming. Um, I I don't do that. I'm stupid. I don't even do like the EX trials because I am incredibly stupid and I'm so bad at mechanics. There was the last time. Actually, wait. So the first time I did an EX raid when it was current was Seiryu back in Stormblood, and I knew that trial like the back of my hand. I had that shit memorized. But now you could just do it solo with or do it with like a few people without doing any of the mechanics, and that makes me a little bit sad because I really liked that fight normally. Um, but then every hours a day. Yeah, it's muscle memory, but yeah, also like it doesn't help that I have a full time job, which limits me from doing anything like that. I mean, not that I want to do anything like that, but it's hard to do things when you just gotta work. Aw, little baby's in her box. Yeah, I was contacted yesterday by the pharmacy, and they're gonna mail it to my house. They said I could pick it up, but like I don't know where the pharmacy is. And raise it HSR patch drop. Air thoughts through the update. Yeah, I'm so behind in Star Rail. I don't know what it is. It's just like I can't get through it. And I want to get through it. And the worst is like I know what happens already because of TikTok. Did you see place where yeah. And also I'm pretty sure that my mail person hates me. Because I have had a few issues in the past with my mail carrier. And I wouldn't be surprised if they want to fist fight me. Not that I've done anything, but like I just feel like they hate me. Like it all started the first winter I was here, and the landlord blocked off the mail slot on the door because cold air was getting inside because it's like an older townhouse. And so he set up a mailbox on a fence, and it was fine except for the fact that when it rained, rain would get inside the mailbox and it was literally destroying everything. And they were also leaving the packages out in the rain, and I was really mad about that, especially since one of them was from Luna. And so I had this like little mailbox thing and I put it on the door and I left a note, like a nice note saying, "Hi, um, every time it rains, the mail gets damaged. So if you could please leave the mail in the mailbox on the door." And then like they did it once and then they went back to using that one and then the stuff just kept getting wet and destroyed. And I'm like, this is really weird. Why are you doing this? And one day I just got so mad. Oh, hello. I just got so mad that I took down the mailbox that was on the fence so that they would have to use the mailbox on the door. So then the next day, I got a note that said, we will be holding your mail until the mailbox is returned. I was really fucking pissed about that because there is a mailbox. You used it a couple times, but you're refusing to use it for whatever reason, even though I've literally been begging you through notes on the mailbox saying, don't put the mail in here, it is getting destroyed. So I just took some bungee cords and I attached it to my porch. And then they started delivering my mail again. So what further? Well, the thing is, they're already because I live in a townhouse and the front door, it's like the house that's connected. They're right next to each other, and they're already putting the mail there, and they could just reach over and like put it in or something. I don't know. Like the doors are right next to each other, which is why I was so confused. But they did that. Oh, and then there was one time when I got a letter and it was addressed to because there's a couple of streets that have similar names, but like one is Avenue and one's Boulevard, and I got a letter that was XYZ Avenue when I live at XYZ Boulevard or whatever. And I was like I left a note. I said, this is the wrong address. And then it was in my mailbox for like a fucking week. And then uh I was like, hey, can you please take this letter to where it's going? Because this is not the right address. Like I had to get a little sassy and they finally took it. And then I was trying to send a package, like an iron-on decal to someone who's making a Fadia cosplay from Date Everything, and I put in this photo mailer, and I had it set to pick up. Like I went through the post office to do like their package pickup, and I said it was on the porch, which my mailbox is on the porch, and they ignored it for 2 days. And then they only picked it up when I put in the pickup request again for it, and then also a package for Luna. And I was able to set it on top of the bigger package because the mail person hates me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what my mail person's deal is, but they need to get over themselves, honestly, because I I I I shouldn't be punished for the crime of asking them not to put my mail in a place where it's going to get wet. I hot take. Um, but yeah, that's. Uh. Oh, and then there was the time I got a package. I ordered. It's when I ordered this cup. Uh, the original package was stolen. Like it said it was delivered, but it was never delivered. And I don't know if it's like USPS or like FedEx or whoever dropped it off. But yeah, I never got it. But then I contacted the company and was like, "Hey, my package was fucking stolen." Um and because at first when it said it was delivered, but it wasn't, they were like, "Oh, just wait a couple days, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I waited like 5 days and it wasn't there. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing is fucking stolen." And I was really nervous because this particular shaker bottle was limited and they sold out of them. Well, luckily they had like an extra one, I guess, for the situation, and so I was still able to get my bottle. It has Jolene Cujo on it, and she's my wife, and I love her. So, um, but yeah, I don't know what's going. I God, I love Jolene. I love her so much. She, I love Jolene. I love her. Wait, can I do it from here? I have a thing. Where is it? Where? There it is. I have this. Hopefully it works. Have to. There it goes. Yeah. Oh, I love her. Dude, when they announced, because oh my god, so it was the day before Easter, like actually it was Easter. I couldn't sleep, and so I was watching the what was it? It was like the JoJo Inherited Soul like broadcast or whatever. And then at the end, when they revealed the very first Jolene PNG, holy shit! I made a loud noise so loud that it scared Len. And then we were cursed by that fucking PNG for like 2 years, or however long it took. Uh, and then I had to work Easter with zero sleep, but I was just running on pure adrenaline from seeing, from knowing that my wife was going to be animated, that I got through it. And then I went home and then like immediately crashed. I didn't watch the last live stream where they announced Steel Ball Run anime, which is very exciting. Um, I'm gonna be completely honest. I read all of Steel Ball Run and Joe Jolian. I have no fucking idea what happens. Like I have like general ideas of what happened, but I cannot tell you what happened because I am really bad at reading. And I was like, yeah, that's happening. And then I was like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. So I would watch videos by this one YouTuber named Xforts who did like a video, this like discussing like what happens, and it made so much more sense having someone tell me what happens instead of like reading it for myself, because I am very bad at reading and like processing. We're just too more. Yeah, I I cannot tell you too much. Like I know the important things, like the general story, but God, I can't tell you anything. uh I am curious to see how they're going to localize the stand names, and if they're going to keep them the same as they did with the video games, because I if they change D4C localization, I may actually riot. For those who don't know, in one of the JoJo's video games, you could play as Funny Valentine and use his stand, which is called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, or D4C. And the stand itself, uh, they called it like they just called it D4C the whole time. But when he used the special ability that was also called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, they localized it as filthy acts at a reasonable price. And uh that is the funniest shit I have ever seen. And if they change that, I will be so mad. Um like oh my god. I The localization names are bad, yes, but they're also incredibly funny. Like Trish's Spice Girl, they changed it to Spicy Lady. And then they still had her say wannabe, which, like, if you don't know the musical reference, that's not gonna make much sense. And it just cracks me up. Uh I think it's one of the games they changed Limp Biscuit to Flaccid Pancake. That's a classic. Flaccid Pancake is a classic. Boys to Men, they changed that to Boy Man Man. That that gets me every single time I say it. A Boy Man Man. The Scalacious. Oh god. And then they have like Green Day became like Green Tea. Like some of them don't make sense. It's like Sticky Fingers became Zipper Man. Like, come on, put some respect on his name. Let's see. Nistas, it's Sex Pistols, but they dated to Six Bullets. I mean, I guess. That doesn't have the Riz of Sex Pistols, though. Before part 3 got animated, I think. Uh, I started watching it um when they started because it was when I worked overnight shifts making donuts. I would stay up during like when they like redid Toonami and they had JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I knew a friend who liked it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll watch it," because I didn't have anything else to do. Because I would stay up the night before to get back on uh like the overnight schedule, and so that's when I started watching, and it was like the English dub, and it wasn't until I got to part 3 that I realized that there were supposed to be musical references because uh, for the dub they had to change the names, and I was like, oh, it's like Sant Viento. That doesn't mean anything. His original name is like Santana, like the musical artist, and I had no idea. And like Cars, Wham, and ACDC, they weren't as like prominent. I think those were the only ones I like they were able to get away with. And I got to part 3 and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've only like read the first couple of chapters of uh JoJo Lands. I got like distracted. So I'm kind of waiting for exports to have like what happened in JoJo Lands type thing. I'm just I'm just laughing thinking about like what songs or musical references that are going to be like stands or character names, and that amuses me. Like, do you think we're gonna have someone like named Lady Gaga or something? I think that'd be really funny. Um, because he's gonna run out of like 80s music eventually. I mean, he's already started to go into like more modern music because he's got like Green Day and stuff. Eventually, he's gonna go into like Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. Oh my god! Imagine! Oh my god! Just Kesha. There's just a character, just Kesha now in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That'd be so funny. A question of the day: what modern artist slash modern song do you want in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? stand, a stand that's called Party Rock. Oh my god, that would be so funny. This the stand's name is Gangnam Style. Oh, that would be so funny. My god, and he could like I don't know a lot about K-pop, but I do know that they have some wild names. So if Araki were to go into like the K-pop realm, imagine. Oh, that'd be so funny. A stand called like Stray Kids or something like that. That'd be great. You're no match for my stand. BTS. The move BTS's move is butter. I don't know. God, that'd be so funny. I think what like if I were to have a stand, I can't use Spice Girl because when I was little, I was obsessed with Spice Girls. I guess we could do Backstreet Boys. I was also really obsessed with Backstreet Boys. That butter. I remember biting into a chick of butter. He's like, what? I love that actually. That's really funny. Oh god. I don't know much about K-pop. I don't go there. I only know like the songs that cross over. Oh, bye bye bye. Oh, that would be cool. Bye bye bye. Uh, I don't know if it's still his favorite song, but my nephew, uh, on the cruise, he was obsessed with Bye Bye Bye, and my mom like downloaded it on her phone before we left, and she was playing it for him, and she was singing along, and he was like, "No," and he didn't want her to sing along. It was so funny. Every time I think of Bye Bye Bye, I think of my nephew. That boy's always had like ever since he was born. Cause I remember uh just checking Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook, but I happened to go on there for some reason, and I saw a video that my sister posted of my nephew being fussy, and then she goes, "Alexa, play All Star by Smash Mouth," and then the song starts playing, and he immediately calms down. That is the funniest shit. Uh, He also really likes K-pop. Uh, uh, as soon as I saw K-pop Demon Hunters, I was like, uh, "Have you seen it?" She's like, "Yes." I even showed it to F-150, and he loved it. I'm like, "Of course he would." He's like, he's my little K-pop stan. Apparently, he really likes Stray Kids, according to my sister, and I think that's really funny. No boys in him box. I haven't really watched a lot of anime lately, or I really have only been watching either like people stream or like video essays on YouTube. I am not picky about my video essays. I will literally watch anything. I like watching them at work because a lot of my job is very monotonous prep work, like peeling asparagus or something. And it's cool to just kind of have like listen to something. Um I will watch literally anything. Uh I will watch videos where they talk about some TikTok celebrity that I have never even heard of before and how they destroyed their life. And I'm like, interesting. I don't know who this person is, but am I going to listen to a 2-hour video of someone talking about how they fucked up their entire life? You betcha. But lately, uh, I've been watching like kind of like news roundups of what's happening with V Shoujo. Yeah, that's a whole mess. Podcasts. Oh yeah, I mean podcasts are something I could put on, but I don't know why. I just don't think about podcasts. Uh, oh my god, the V Shoujo stuff. The longer it goes on, the more I'm like, how has this company been going for so long? That whole thing been wild. And I feel so fucking bad for like the talents, especially like Iron Mouse. There was one where they were like, "Oh yeah, you can debut," and then they just put her on hold for like a year, and she wasn't able to stream or anything because she was supposed to debut with V Shoujo or whatever, and so she wasn't like making income. Uh, a lot of them like there's missing merch. A lot of artists weren't paid. Ridiculous. One good thing about this all coming out was people have been raising, like contributing to Iron Mouse's fund for the good IDF. I say good IDF because the other one is committing genocide. But the good IDF is the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Uh, and through her campaign, the community has raised like over $1 million so far. Like the last time I checked, I haven't checked it in a couple days, so it's probably like 2 million now. And that's humongous. Like, how do you fuck? I know. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You spent the $500,000 that was meant to charity that you knew was meant for charity. Like, hmm, suspicious. I also watched, uh, they have, uh, what is it? It's like a documentary on Netflix about the Titan submersible. If you were obsessed with the Titan submersible when it was happening, you need to watch that documentary. There multiple times, like they'd say something, and then I had to pause it and like process what they said. Cause like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, there's just so much going wrong with that goddamn submersible. And it's it the longer this documentary went on, the more I'm like, how has this thing not crumpled like a soda can earlier? Gosh, there was like there was a bunch of people telling him, Stockton Rush, like, "Hey, this is a really bad idea," and so he fired those people. And one guy tried to like be a whistleblower for OSHA, be like, "Hey, this guy's like endangering his workers by making this god awful submarine." So he sued. He sued that guy to the point where the whistleblower had to like drop out of the case or whatever because it was just so much like he couldn't afford it anymore. I break it up a little bit. Get off. What else? Oh, and one of their safety features in quotation marks was literally just like a microphone that recorded cracks because they knew that carbon fiber would crack underneath the pressure, so they just had a microphone that recorded it. So many people I know, including one who was like one of the leading experts of the Titanic in general. Like how can you be like that much of an expert and then get on that death trap? That's absolutely bonkers. Oh, and there was like other things that I didn't even know about because like I knew about the cracking and whatnot, but when they did like a test dive or whatever, because they did it up in like Canada, and the engineers were like, "Hey, you can't leave the submersible in Canada because it gets way too cold." And they're because carbon fiber has all those cracks and stuff in it. Water was getting into the cracks, and then when it got below freezing, the water in those cracks would freeze and expand, which weakened the hull. And they were like, "Oh, we can't afford to bring it back." So they left it in Canada during the winter, despite being told that it was very dangerous to do so. And then uh, a few dives before the day it imploded, they heard this really loud crack, and they were like, "Oh, that's whack." And then they kept diving. Literally, one of their safety features was this microphone to record loud cracks, and they heard it and were like, "Oh, whatever." And then they kept diving with it, and then with each dive, those cracks was getting. It was like an exponential, like blah, 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 like exponential amount of like noise that was coming from this thing after that loud crack. Some don't do it. I know it was. It's so bonkers. But one, they did have like footage from the ship where his wife and like one of the engineers were on the boat, and they they hear something and they're like, "Oh, what was that?" And that was most likely the sound of the sub imploding, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I still remember the days when people were arguing about the Titan submersible on TikTok, and a lot of people weren't understanding basic like physics, I guess. And I had this whole like demonstration with a balloon. Um, they're like, "Well, how did it explode?" It's we're like, they didn't understand like how implosion works. Or it was like it was a weird thing, and like I had this whole thing where I had a balloon. Yeah, they got pressure cookered. It was ridiculous. Like, and I had like a balloon that had confetti in it. It was like large confetti, so it wasn't like a huge deal to clean up. And then I like showed them how like pressed it until it popped to kind of show like what an implosion is and why it would make like a loud noise or something. I don't remember the exact details, but like I had this whole like thing with a balloon and it was weird. Um oh, I think it was because they were skeptical because they were pulling out like large pieces of the submersible, and they're like, well, they said that it imploded, so there shouldn't be these large pieces. And so I made the balloon, and I had like two plastic cups to symbolize like the front nose and like the back like tail fins or whatever. And then the balloon was like the hull. And then I was explaining like, yeah, if the hull explodes, it's gone, but the two plastic cups are still there, which is supposed to be like what they were pulling out of the water. It was weird. It was a weird time. The only thing is I wish we could send more billionaires to the bottom of the ocean. Speaking of the tight submersible, I was getting some clips for my stream, and there is a part where the leader of like the rich gang was like, "Oh, there's nowhere for rich people to hang out, and you have the option to say you can hang out at the bottom of the ocean." And I am not sure if that aged like wine or milk, considering the Titan submersible. But that's going in the video. I think we should make a Titan submersible too, and put more billionaires on there, like a certain CEO of Twitter. Um, we could put some politicians in there too. See what happens. TikTok, this or not TikTok, Which this is a joke. I'm joking. Um, this is a joke. Uh, the song brings back memories. It's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, Amir's theme. Oh, I love Amir. I need to talk to him more. Maybe we'll talk to him tomorrow when we play Date Everything. There's so many characters I want to talk to. It's like part of me is like I want to talk. Like I don't know if I want to advance storylines or like meet more people because there are some people that I'm excited to meet. Like I was Amir is the mirror. Uh, my one friend Sahar or Omnistruck pointed out that the name Amir is really fitting because the Al Haytham, who the character Al Haytham is named after, like his study was on like light refraction and stuff. So that's why I think Al Haytham like his thing has like the light bouncing in between stuff. I guess that's like a bit of a nod to his namesake, which is kind of cool. So them making Amir Middle Eastern was like really cool. Uh, they posted a video on it on their TikTok that explains it better than me. Um, also, also the name is a really great pun. But the puns in this game are so funny. My favorites being Mitchell Lynn, who is the food, like Michelin. That would cracks me up so much. Um, what was another one? Oh, speaking of their names, a lot of people are like shitting on the character Kopi. They were like, "Oh, she likes coffee, so she named herself Coffee." And I'm like, my brother in Christ, the same game has a toilet man whose name is Jean-Loup Pissoir. And your problem is with Kobe? Yeah, Jean-Loup Pissoir, he's a rapper and he's taking the piss. And your problem is with Kobe, which which means coffee? Like of all the names, Kobe is like one of the most normal ones. Cherami, her name is literally the voice actor's name with like an extra E or an A or something, like an extra vowel. And then you have characters that are literally the same name as their voice actor, like Jeremy. Dante is voiced by Dante Basco. You know, Zuko, because he's the fireplace, and that's really funny. Daisuke, his voice actor's name is Daisuke. Uh, but I've really been enjoying Date Everything. Like, yes, it is a silly dating sim where you're dating inanimate objects, but like some of the storylines are really interesting. Like I've been going through Zoe's storyline, and oh my god, like that is her storyline is super interesting. And like the character designs, like yes, a lot of them are really weird, but you can tell that there's just a lot of thought that went into a lot of the things. And also like the representation, like there's all different types, like body types, different like skin colors, even like their palms. They have the lighter palms like humans do, which is is a tall ask for a lot of companies. Um, the fact that like every single dateable is voice acted. I mean, that part's kind of given considering the fact that the game was like the producers of the game are voice actors, like Ray Chase and Robbie Draymond are, and oh, and Max Middleman. They're all like producers of the game. So it makes sense that they were like, we're gonna voice and then hire our voice actor friends. Um, oh gosh, and some of them are like, oh, they got me like swooning and kicking my feet. Like Mateo, oh my god, I love Mateo. I love Mateo so much. He is Mateo is best boy. Um, and Shadow Lord looks like he fucking looks like Idiot Shroud. Like his true form looks like Idiot Shroud, and I can't unsee it. But I love him. I love my little emo theater kid. He's so funny. Um, and then when I was at like, I wasn't expecting to like Fabrizio that much. But then he was like very like, I care about what your favorite flower is. And if you're like, no, that's not my favorite flower, he's like, oh, thank you for letting me guess anyway. And it's like, oh, that's actually really sweet. Um, uh, Daisuke, I had like that weird glitch where I talked to him and then he ignored me, and then the next time I talked to him, he's like, "Oh no, I'm chipped." I'm like, "How is that my fault?" And then the entire time, it just said his name was like question mark, question mark, question mark. Despite that, I still really like him, even if his poem was kind of terrible. It was still really sweet. Uh, I know a lot of people like Hector. I see why. Like I've seen other people like go through his route, and I get it. I get it. I'm gonna have to do him next, like tomorrow maybe. But no one talks about my wife Titus, and it makes me sad because I love her so much, and no one talks about her. Like, sure, she's not like the super romantic ones, like I don't know, Hector or Capriccio. Uh, her whole thing is that she's like in some sort of Greek tragedy, and it's really funny because she's very intense and she does not break character, and it's fantastic. And also in her quest line, they give you a lot of options where you say you want to eat the Tide Pods because they know their audience. I know because Titus has her little minions called the Dipogenies. And the first time you meet them, one of your options like, oh, they look so cute. I want to eat them. They are really cute though. I love them. Also, there are some lines in the game that it just feels like a fever dream. Uh there's one, it's in the Dirk and Harper storyline where Dirk says something like, "You've got it in your head that I'm gang banging hangers and every other fucking thing in this house." And you're like, "What the fuck?" Like, I can't believe they they paid Johnny Young Bosch to say that. That is incredible. One of my favorite characters, like voice acting wise, is Parker, who is voiced by Brennan Lee Mulligan, and I'm 100% convinced that they just gave Brennan the microphone and let him say whatever the fuck he wanted, and then built the character around him because Parker is so fucking unhinged, and I love him. He's great. Oh, and I get to do. I could also do the Gargoyles and Grottos game with Chance. That character cracks me up because of course, Matt Mercer plays the D20. Of course he does. I've also seen a bunch of people play Dunk's route. Dunk, who is played by Alejandro or Sayu. Um, Especially this one VTuber I like. He's actually friends with Sayu and Scylla, Sayu's spouse. He's more friends with Scylla, but he was playing and he's like, no, I can't fall in love with Sayu's character. He's my friend. That's weird. And then like he said made like an innuendo and Dunk was into that. He's like, oh fuck. Fuck, I gotta romance him now. It was also really funny that the first character he interacted with outside of the tutorial was the one voiced by Sanyu. Seeing his face when he when he started talking, he's like fucking Sayu, god damn it. It's also really funny um to know that Jonah Scott, who plays the characters Volt and Eddie, he somehow got the hate ending on his own character. I'm, I'm sorry, Jonah, but that is the funniest things. Jonah's not watching me, but if he is, I'm so sorry that I keep mentioning this. It is just very funny to me. It's just very funny. Uh, like I know, it's so funny. My friend Omni is friends with Jonah, and when they got the love ending with Volt and Eddie, they texted Jonah to gloat. It was really funny. Um, I haven't been able to watch like his whole streams, but Ben, uh, he who plays Mateo was playing Date Everything, and everyone's like, it'd be really funny if you romance everyone but the character you play. Date everything but Mateo. What are some other characters? Oh, I need to talk to Von Trapp more. Von Trapp's really funny. I fell in love with Von Trapp the moment I saw like a TikTok where they go, bring in your little card, you'll see. And then they introduce me, goes, hi, I'm Vaughn. I'm here to love you or whatever the fuck. So I was like, I need to find Vaughn now because that's hilarious. Uh, I also heard that Cam, the trash can, his route is really hard if you are like a nice person and you want to be nice because you keep accidentally being mean to him. And they're like, no, my empathy can't take this. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to make the trash can mad at me. Um, I I don't like derealization type thing. So that's why I was like kind of iffy on the glitch and nightmare. So I skipped them. However, I'm a little sad that I skipped the glitch or Damon because I saw a clip on TikTok where he goes, "You are so good at this bowling thing. Collect the Damon collectible 3." And then he just starts going, "The sun! The sun!" And it goes on for like 2 minutes of him just saying the sun. I'm like, that's actually really funny. And also if you escape the house
To the secret lab.
Hi, Luna.
Pull
I'm
the
talking
lever.
about date everything.
Why do we even have that
But I
lever?
saw someone, if you, because there's a way to get out of the house where you open the dishwasher and then you have it put you on the counter and then you walk outside. You can find Damon outside and they will like show you some scrap stuff. Like apparently there was like a whole puzzle where you could unlock the drawer that contains the sex toys. And they were like, that was a stupid puzzle. I'm glad they deleted that. It's late night tonight. That's okay. I'm still working on this tea because it's pretty compact. So I'm still getting like pretty good brews because it's still getting into some back stuff. And you didn't really miss much. I talked about the Titan submersible. I had some technical difficulties at the beginning because Warudo was being weird. We also talked a bit about the whole V Shoujo thing that's been going on. Oh, and we did have a small discussion of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where if you don't know, uh, Araki, the creator of JoJo's, he likes to incorporate like music references, like either with character names or stand names. And we were thinking of the funniest, like more modern references that JoJo's could have. Um, we said like having like a stand called Gangnam Style would be really funny. So, what modern music thing would you like to see in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Even though I know you don't watch JoJo's Bizarre. I might not even get to a second tea tonight. This one's still going pretty good. I've actually lost count of how many. I went ahead and put in like 5 in my tracking app, but I think I might be over that. I don't know anymore. So having the tea is nice because I've been pretty much yapping all day. I've been trying to record. Let's do 7. I've been trying to record the audio of me talking about herbs, and I got through a good portion, but I'm not sure I like how it sounds because I am not very good at technology. So I don't know what I'm doing. And unfortunately, I can't really like pay someone to figure it out for me because that's expensive. Because I know there are people out there that will edit like long form videos, but it's probably going to be like hundreds of dollars, which is money I could be putting towards a new computer instead. Because I know people are going to be watching my video. I'm just doing it because I can. And I just want to talk about this stupid game. I did find the entire soundtrack for the game, which is so fun. Like the music in that game has no right going that hard. Especially the Sim Quarter Night theme. That song goes hard. That song goes hard. I will die on that hill. Uh and then there's like some that like I've never even heard before. I guess it's like areas that like I just never got to because like I never got into like the rep clubhouse in Classtown because I didn't really care. Or Moonbase Alpha because I didn't have any friends. And in order to get to Moonbase Alpha, you needed a GBA link. And again, I didn't have any friends. That's not true. I did have some friends, but none of them played that game. I mostly played it in like middle school. And most of the time, like I had like one or two friends in middle school because for some reason I was the target of bullying all of the time. Even though I was just a weird kid, I didn't really do anything to anyone. I was like really nice. Um, there was this one girl. She hated my guts for some reason, and I was literally nothing but nice to her. I even like because she was like into sports and I wasn't, and I really wanted her to like be not mean to me. And when my dad tried to have like that gym, we had like these coupon books for like Powerade, and I knew she was into sports. I was like, here, I know you do sports and stuff, and I know you drink this a lot. So here, you can have all these coupons. And like I was like I was literally trying to be nice to everybody. Um, and then they just hated me for some reason. Um, but the one okay, looking back on this now is really funny. So I was only suspended from school for one time, and it was in middle school when the bullying was at its worst. And I had this best friend, and this one kid uh, teased me and said that me and this best friend were lesbians. It wasn't like the lesbian part that pissed me off. It was the fact that he was making fun of my friend. Like I didn't give a shit about me. It was he was making fun of my friend. And so I just like kind of scratched him, just like, yeah. And so he sat there and like squeezed his leg to make himself bleed. And then I got in trouble and got suspended for a day. And then uh, sometime later, I realized I was bi. So I mean, he technically wasn't wrong about me. And he also became like he became like valedictorian or something. But like it's whatever. Like at the time, I was pissed off about it, but now I look back on it and it's really, really funny. Because I wasn't mad that he called me gay. I was mad that he was making fun of my friend. And unfortunately, like seventh grade was when I like really got into anime. And I had this hoodie that my mom bought me with Gara from Naruto on it because I was in love with him. Hello, welcome. Um, I'm doing okay. I've been having tech issues all day because I'm working on a video about Sims in the City for Game Boy Advance, and I'm using a new video program, and it's kind of intimidating. And also, all of the footage I recorded of me talking, I'm not happy with, so I might have to record it again. But I was just talking about Baby Crab in middle school, how Baby Crab was bullied a lot. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, Gara. I loved him. But yeah, it was like a $40 hoodie that my mom bought me because I would watch my little brother for her while she worked, and my stepdad was a piece of shit. And I wore that hoodie so much that the sleeves were like I had holes in the elbows because I'd wear it so much. And then they make fun of me for it having holes. And I'm like, well, I just like this hoodie. Well, because like I was undiagnosed with autism, ADHD, and it was like a comfort item for me. And it was important because my mom bought it for me, and they were just like making fun of me. I'm like, why? I'm not doing nothing to y'all. Gosh, Naruto was the first ever series. I made a self-insert OC, and they, oh my god, they were such a Mary Sue. It was so funny. They were they were uh they were an Uchiha, and even though the Uchihas all fucking died, they were secretly an Uchiha, and uh, somehow also related to other people. And then they dated one person, but then they broke up, and then they dated Gara, and it was average middle schooler. Oh, Sailor Moon and Naruto. Like I remember watching Sailor Moon as a child. I had Sailor Moon merchandise. I cannot fucking tell you what happens in Sailor Moon. Like I know I watch it. I have memories of watching it. The show itself, I have no fucking idea what happens. I cannot recall a single thing about the series. Uh Gara, Sasuke, Itachi, and Kakashi. Ugh, taste. A Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't get to watch Yu-Gi-Oh until like Yu-Gi-Oh GX Generation Next. Uh I I only watched it because my dad was really weird about me watching cartoons, and so I would only watch him when I knew he wasn't home. And during those times, it was either like Johnny Test or like Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I don't know why it was those shows. Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I didn't like. I wasn't really like into it. I did have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck though. I had Toon Monsters, and I love that deck. And then my stepbrother stole it, and no one believed me. And so I just never saw that deck ever again. Um, uh, what else? But when I started getting into like anime, my dad thought it was really stupid, but my mom was like, "Sure, whatever." And we would go to like Suncoast or whatever. It was like Suncoast or FYE, and she would let me buy anime DVDs if they were like $5, and I ended up getting a Full Metal Alchemist DVD and was watching it, and it happened, and she was watching it with me, and it happened to be the arc with Nina Tucker, and she watched that with me, and she told me that she was never going to watch that sad show ever again. So I accidentally traumatized my mom. Sailor Moon movies. I've never watched a single one, but I would like to. Um, yeah, that's how I accidentally traumatized my mom with Full Metal Alchemist. Uh, old fanfics. I haven't read any in a while, but I met one of my friends, Princess Macaron, through a fanfic. Uh, it was it was a fanfic. It was a Reader X Leona fanfic, and I was like, "Oh, this person's so cool." And then became friends with this person on Twitter, and then they posted like reposted someone's stream where they were playing Twisted Wonderland. I'm like, "Oh, I should check it out." And then that's when I met Princess Macaron, and now we're friends, and I'm terrorizing them. Uh, and I just kind of live in their garbage can. Uh, so yeah, that's how I met one of my friends through a Leona X Reader fan fiction. uh, I have like an account on AO3 where because I was writing my own like OC X Leona fanfic, and people were like interested, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so my friend gave me an invite to AO3, and I just so I just posted like whatever I had written because it was before Luna and I started dating, and the person I was dating at the time wasn't like into RP, but I was like really into RP. So in order to like kind of fill that void, I started writing fanfic of my OC and like Leona. And so I had uh my OC in school, kind of like reacting to the events in the game. And then I have a separate fic of them after like the story of the game. And then I have one of the kids that they have with Leona and Malleus because of course I would have both of them. I It's free real estate. And then by me, like I really wanted to talk about the kids. And so I posted them on TikTok. And Luna's like, oh, I have an OC that has kids with Idia. And we were like, oh, we should have our OCs meet. We should have our OCs meet. And so they did. And they were like, ooh, it would be cute if they kissed. And so we made them kiss. And now Luna and I are dating. So I quite literally met Luna by posting about my silly little gay children on TikTok. And Luna's like, I like those silly little gay children. Here's my silly little gay children. And now Luna and I oh yeah, I did cosplay Ruggy. I haven't cosplayed him in a while. I was thinking about it, but because I mostly posted on my main, but there's just like stuff going on, and I just don't feel right posting cosplay stuff. Book 2 of Twisted Wonderland, let's go. Uh I love Leona. Um a normal amount. I love Leona a normal amount. I will say that's a lie. As soon as I finished book 2, because I started playing when the game came out in English. Uh and I finished book 2 the day after. I was like thinking a lot about Leota because he was my first like SSR from like the tutorial, and I was like, "Ooh, a Wooga." And then I was thinking about him, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if there's figures of him." And I looked up, and I saw one on eBay of his scale figure, and it was like $300. I was like, "Oh, I have $300," and then I bought it, and then it all went downhill from there. Um, that is how I started my collection of Leona figures, and then it kind of evolved into Savannah Claw. I really like Savannah Claw. Idia. Oh, uh, so I really like Leona. Top one, number one. Uh, and then number two is Malleus. My OC has kids with both of them, and everyone's cool about it because it's my fic. Don't judge me. Uh, but the person I picked first was Idia, because I was like, that bitch looks autistic. I'm autistic, and so I picked Idia just on vibes alone. And then I saw Leona, and it was over for me. I still really like Idia though. He's he's such a boy failure. I love him. But like those are, but for the characters that are like my children, uh, there's yeah, Idiot. Idiot's Luna's favorite, but I also have my sons, which are Deuce, Silver, Jack, and Ruggy. They are my children, and if anything happens to them, I will uh contribute to some statistics. I I love them so much. Uh, and as Luna's mentioned, like I have Ruggy cosplays. I have his dorm uniform and his fairy gala outfit, and then I put together the birthday boy outfit, like with the white suit, and then the Union Jacket outfit. Uh, but again, I haven't like cosplayed him in a while. I even like made a whole wig for him and everything. That shit took forever. I did take my cosplay to San Francisco. That was fun. And I walked around an aquarium in it, and I kept being like, "Ooh, I'm an Octavanel." It was really stupid. Um, I also I also just think Floyd is really funny. Like he is a menace, and I support him in his tomfoolery. I just think he's very funny. Uh, like there's just something about every character that I really like. The book, oh my god, book 3 is fun. Uh, but yeah, there's just like something about every character that I really like. So it's like I don't really hate any of the characters except for Crowley. I will meet him behind the Best Buy and kick his ass. But that's for personal reasons. We love Virgil, yes. I love Gremlins. They're so funny. Uh, like I love Riddle because he tries to act all calm and then he flies off the handle. Uh, Deuce is my son, and he's just trying to be a good boy, but he really wants to beat someone's ass sometimes, and I will support him. But like I said, I mean, he is at the bottom of my list uh, for reasons, but unfortunately, he is very funny, and I like making fun of him for speaking in French because I will never not make fun of people for speaking French, even though I took French for 3 years. I guess for Rook, you could say I have more dislikes for him than likes, but like he's unfortunately very funny. Uh, Trey, he's a baker. Gotta love him. He's he's some guy, affectionate. Like he's just some guy. Cater, I love Cater, especially Ian Cater, because he is so funny. Ian Cater is so funny. I take psychic damage whenever he talks most of the time, but in a good way. Yeah, Ace is just a little shit. I would have. I joke that Ace is my least favorite child because he keeps jump scaring me. Uh, this motherfucker unlocked his third spell on his own because he kept coming, like his dorm uniform kept coming home. Yeah, Trader, Trey and Cater are unfortunately boyfriends. Um, I also love the fact that Ace is really good at impressions. I just think that's really funny. Leona, I love everything about him. Uh, Next, Ruggy, love everything about him. Jack, love everything about him. I don't need to go into it. Savannah Claw's my favorite. I just adore I adore them so much. Um, Azul, I feel so bad, but Azul is very funny when he's crashing out. Like there are things where he's like, "What is going on?" And it's unfortunately very funny. Um, Jade is funny because he's like, "Oh, I'm a good boy," but he's secretly evil. He's secretly evil. It's like you know that motherfucker is sus, but you just it's like you can't put your finger on it, but you know he's sus, and I love that about him. Floyd is a menace, and I support him. Uh, in one of my fics, I wrote this whole chapter where he would make like Rube Goldberg machines out of gym equipment for the sole purpose of sending a basketball into Ace's nuts because he thought it was funny. Um, is it book for Kaleem? I love him. He's my son. Uh, Jamil, he is also like one of those characters. Like you're a sus motherfucker. Also, the fact that he can cook and he's just like, get the fuck out of my way. It's just so me. And I feel that as a cook. Um, Book 6. Bill, he is a pretty bitch. Like he's sus, but yeah, he is pretty. Bill, he is a pretty bitch, and I like that he is fighting gender norms. Rook is unfortunately funny. He's also ugh, he's unfortunately funny. Apple, I love the little country boy thing he's got going on. I think that's really funny. Idia, I love that autistic bitch. He is he's so funny. Uh for a while I was taking screenshots of just out of context things that I thought were funny, and majority of them are Idia because Idia is so funny to me. Ortho, he's a sweet little boy with lasers. Like how does this robot like how did you not the gatekeep but the gatekeep Idia exactly. Yeah, and then Ortho, he's like, oh, I have a sweet little supercomputer boy who also has lasers and is not afraid to use them. Uh, Malleus, I love Malleus. He's great. Lilia, I love Lily. He's like, how do you do, fellow kids? Silver, my son, I love him. I love everything about Silver. And I love Sebek because he is yeah, you're not gonna save my brother? Okay, I'll just blow up the entire school. Wait a minute, don't do that. Uh and Sebek, he's funny. I love Sebek. I also Sebek is very special to me because we share a birthday. He's my birthday twin, so I like he. I also think it's really funny, like Sebek and Silver, because Silver is so nice. He's so nice, and Sebek's like, "Haha, I beat you," and Silver's like, "Yeah, that's cool." And Sebek is like, "No, you're supposed to be upset. Why are you being nice to me?" Their like interactions are just so funny to me. Let's see, Crowley. I'm going to invite Crowley behind the Best Buy, and I'm going to kick the shit out of him. Um, Cruel, love Cruel. He's great. Love him. Train, he's like he's like everyone's dad, and also he like really loves his wife, and that's really sweet. And then Sam's so cool. Sam's a bad bitch. I hate Rolo. I'm just gonna say it. Rolo, I will also invite him behind the Best Buy and beat the shit out of him. Uh, I might also invite fellow honest and beat the shit out of him. Uh, but Goodell, we're cool. I fuck with Goodell. Like, yes, fellow honest is unfortunately very pretty, but I will beat the shit out of him behind the Best Buy. I don't know much about Scully yet, but we're supposed to be getting. We're supposed to be getting Nightmare Before Christmas for Halloween. Oh, Vargas. Yeah, Vargas is fun. I like Vargas. Uh, he's he's great. Love him. Um, and Twister, yeah. So, uh, last year for the Halloween event, they had a crossover with Nightmare Before Christmas, and the Halloween SSRs were Leona, Jade, and Sebek. And because the Japanese server is ahead of us, we kind of have an idea of what's coming in EN. And since we got Stage and Playful Land last year for Halloween, we're supposed to get uh, Nightmare Before Christmas this year. Oh, that's another reason. That reminded me why I say that I hate Rook, because I was pulling for the first Halloween Cater SSR, and I got like to 100, and I got Dorm Rook instead, and I have hated that bitch ever since. He's I'm still mad at him for that. That's the biggest reason why I say I don't like Rook, but I've never forgiven him for that. All right. I am going to. All right. Let's decide on what my second tea is, and then I will go to BRB while I refill stuff. Let's see. Where are you? Oh yeah, I wanted to do this one last week, and then I saw another one. We'll do this caramel hojicha because I really like hojicha. All right, so we are going to go to a BRB. You can use this time to get up, walk around, stretch, grab some water, hydrate or die straight. And yeah, we will be right back. I will let you into this country. One Beyblade in your luggage. Okay. Welcome to Crab Jailtopia. You're an alchemist again. You have a totalitarian uniform, foreign food, and a perpetual. Ah, oh, that's tragic. That's so tragic. Okay. Did audit. First move is gay. Did it work? Did it work? You got gunk. And you got fluff on you. Cinnamon roll! It's cinnamon roll! It's my favorite! Oh my gosh, look at him! Look at him. Oh my god. 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 Look at him! I am going to throw up! Oh. Not the TV. They steal. They stole my leprechaun! Oh my god, they stole my leprechaun! Right before my birthday, they stole my leprechaun before my March 17th St. Patrick's Day birthday! That's discrimination! No, I want it. I want it. Whoa! What? Did you guys see that?
I do get a sense of accomplishment.
What the fuck? I'm crying. I'm crying. Look at him! Look. Behold. Behold. The boy. Behold. Is it? Ah, there you are. There you are! We can talk about this. The time for talking is over! You brought this upon yourself, Nightmare! Yeet! And we play. Oh wait, what was that?
Sorry, I was gonna say
Don't stop playing! Luna has something to say! Okay, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, when I first heard this song, this definitely was not what I thought House of the View was gonna be, but I am not mad about it.
Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, so here we go. Now you can play. Luna has said her thing.
Bless you for your business.
Motherboard. Okay. Reactbot, what do you think about that?
This is giving off woke vibes.
That's not Knuckles colored at all. Some Welcome back. I was waiting for the girl. Hate it when that happens. I hate. No, stop it. Hold on. There's a little bit of honey on the labels, so. But yeah, that is you, Luna. Speaking of, now that all spilling the, no, I'm not spilling the tea. The little, I don't know what this is called, but this part kept falling into the cup and it was pissing me off. But that reminded me that all of the solo character songs are out. And Luna, you and I, we need to do that ranking. I need to put that together. Because we did the dorm songs, so now we gotta do the other songs. I haven't actually listened to all of them yet. I've only listened to Leona's and Alias's songs and Idia's. Idia's song is really good. Really, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Listen, I had him sing a ballad. Yeah, Idiot can rap. Like, get it, white boy. Also, Idiot's song makes me giggle because he actually says you're an easy noob lol in the song. And allegedly, the voice actor has no idea what that means. He's like, I have no idea what any of this means. And that's so funny. I also forgot that I already logged like the sesame, like black sesame cookie, and I just completely forgot to eat it, so I'm eating it now. Okay. I mean, if you don't like black sesame, you're probably not gonna like this because it's literally like 90% black sesame seed. Hi, boo boo. Yeah, you know, we have to do that at some. I also really want to do that silly game show the Twist game show. Unfortunately, you can't do it, Luna, because you've already seen the entire thing. Oh, and I need to finish the Star Rail one too. I never finished that one. Um, no, not the JoJo, but to be continued. How dare? How dare? That command, because I got it off of like the Mix It Up community things. It originally had like this freeze frame, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work with my setup, so I just got rid of it altogether. Um, Also, if you guys have any um like oh no, that's just ow! Trying to see if I could do commands or not commands, redeems from here, but it won't let me. But God hates me. Uh but if you guys have ideas for channel point redeemed you want to see, let me know because I could put them in there because I could do lots of channel point redeems. But when I opened this tea, you could smell the caramel and it smelled so good. Oh, it smells absolutely divine. Um I wish we could do like a 4D stream experience where you guys could smell this because it smells so good. Unfortunately, any 4D media we have uh is resigned to those weird rides at amusement parks where they just squirt water at you every once in a while and like make the seats vibrate. There was that 4D Rugrats movie, but in order to have it 4D, they had like this card. It was scratch and sniff, and it'd be like scratch number 5 on the screen now, and you could smell it, but like it was really weird. I wonder if anyone else remembers that. No, it was. I think it was the crossover movie between the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberries that had the scratch and sniff card, if I remember correctly. All right, I'm just gonna put it on there since I'm gonna throw that away anyway. Yeah. Oh, the DVD. That's so funny. Mm, this is so fucking good. Oh wait, I need to. Hopefully that works. Can't see. Oh, so I'm just gonna leave the tea bag in. Let it keep steeping. Other movies do I remember a lot from childhood? I remember Flubber, but my memories of Flubber is spelled out why. I mean, thank you, but why? What did I do? What did I do? Uh, but my memories of Flubber have been replaced from the instance of work where um my manager wrote on our dry erase board that the one guy looks like Flubber from the movie Flubber, and then we figured out, like, we learned that that guy has never seen Flubber, and we were trying to explain to him, like, the movie with Robin Williams, and then he didn't know who Robin Williams was, but we found out that he knows who Beyonce is. So every time I think about Flubber, I think of that instance. Um, that guy, that guy was interesting. Uh, I'm not saying his real name, but his alias is Korg, and I am convinced that this man was originally a bullfrog that got turned into a human by some sort of witch. Uh, because that's the only explanation I got for why he did certain things. So because I love you and I can't. Thank you. uh, there was one time where my manager, before he became the manager, he wrote the lyrics to the Blink 182 song, the one that goes, "Where are you? I'm so sorry." And then he attributed it to Blink 182. And he like wrote it under not my station. And Core came in and thought it was my self on a live note for some reason. I'm like, first of all, if I were to do that, I would not write the note on our prep dry erase board. Two, if I were to write it on the dry erase board, I would not put it under the pantry station. And three, it literally says Blink 182 on it. Jingle those bells, buddy. So that was wild. There was a time, because he worked like the lunch shift, we were kind of slammed, and we had this tri-tip sandwich, which had a horseradish cream and cheese on it. And we had one, it said dairy allergy. And he hands, and I was helping like get the food out the door, and he hands me the sandwich. He goes, "This one's the dairy allergy." And I look at it, and there's cheese on it. And I go, "Hey, this has cheese on it. Cheese is dairy." And they're like, "Well, that sucks." And then he like started making a new sandwich. I was like, "What just happened?" What? Um, and then there were some concerning things. Uh, there is this one guy who I have to mention is black because it's relevant. Every time Korg saw this man, he'd go fried chicken, and it was incredibly uncomfortable. I don't know why he did that. And I talked to the guy, and I was like, "Hey, do what's the deal with that?" And the guy goes, "I don't know. One time he added watermelon. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do my job." Like, that's so fair, dude. And then the guy who's in charge of banquets, he's Mexican. And Corey looked at him and goes, "You don't look Mexican." I'm like, "You can't say things like that. You can't say things like that. What is wrong with you?" He also had this weird, like, he like hurt his foot, and instead of taking the elevator, what he would do is he'd take the cart with the stuff, put it on the elevator, send it up, then walk all the way back to the stairwell, walk up the stairwell, then walk over to the elevator to get the cart, which wasn't always in there because he wasn't in the elevator. We were like, why don't you just take the elevator up with the cart? Why are you walking on your hurt foot this entire time? I don't understand. Ugh, it was interesting. At the same time as him, uh, we had this one lady who I'm going to call Bonnie, who was also a piece of work. Uh, there was a lot of shit going on with her, but one of the things that really pissed me off was we have our dry erase board, and she wrote something on it with Sharpie, and she goes, "Oh shit!" And then, and instead of like asking like how to get this off, she got one of the pot scrubbers and started scrubbing the dry erase board to get the Sharpie off. And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. And she already scratched it up by the time I realized what she was doing. And I'm like, you ruined the board. Yeah, like if you scratch the surface of a dry erase board, it ruins it completely. Because you wreck like the coating and whatnot. And so we just had this scratched up stained portion of the board because this woman didn't understand how dry erase boards work. Like all she had to do was like get one of the alcohol wipes that we use for our temperature probes. But no, she decided to grab a pot scrubber because of course she did. But they eventually sent her to another building. So I actually don't even know if she still works here. Well, the one person that I have the most stories about is good old jelly beans. Good old jelly beans. So for those that don't know, Jelly Beans was this kid. I say kid, he was like 20, like 19, 20, who was hired, and we call him Jelly Beans because uh, he was a really sweet kid. However, there was nothing in his brain other than like two jelly beans, and they just kind of rattled around in there. And so I mentioned that to someone, and they thought it was really funny. So we all just started calling him Jelly Bean. Um, this kid, we have so many. Like we still joke about Jelly Bean isms. Like there was a time when the chef told him to make like this aioli, and he mentioned using either the Roboku or the blender. Uh, I came up from my shopping, and my coworker and I are watching him struggle with a stand KitchenAid mixer with a blade, like the paddle attachment, and we're like, he was he was trying to get the bowl out, but he didn't take the paddle attachment out. And my coworker and I were just looking at her like, should we say something? And my coworker's like, I'll bite the bullet. What are you doing? And then he we found out that he didn't know what a Roboku was, despite the fact that it says Roboku on it. And so he was using the KitchenAid stand mixer, the only appliance we have that does not have blades. Uh, and then he was like, oh, it's grainy. Yeah, no shit. You used a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. And so one of the quotes, the coworker quotes is, I'm going to make margaritas in the stand mixer because he's stupid. And then what are some other things? He had this habit where we'd be like, "Hey, how long until the steak is done?" And he'll say things like, like 3 minutes and 28 seconds. What you don't just say 3 minutes, dude. Well, why are you giving us the seconds? You just give us like increasingly like specific times. You're like, you don't gotta do all that, dude. Just tell us like a couple of minutes. But then he'd be like, oh, it's like 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes go by. How long until the steak? 2 minutes. You said that 2 minutes ago, you dumb fuck. Uh, he he was really bad at times. And then he also like missed a lot of things on the ticket. I'd be like, hey, jelly beans, where's the salmon? What salmon? Salmon that's on the ticket? And then he'd like stare at it for like 3 minutes. And I had sometimes had to like go over and point at it. Be like, oh shit. I'm like, well, can you start it? And every time he came over to try to help me plate, I'd get so frustrated. I'd be like, get out of my way, please. Just move. I can't deal with you right now. Because he would take like garnish it. He would take like a tiny pinch of chives or parsley and like sprinkle a little bit on, and then he'd grab another little thing of parsley and sprinkle that on. And I'm like, oh my god, will you knock that off? Just grab some, throw it on there. We got other things waiting. He also wanted to start a food truck where he sold like tartar, also like charcuterie. And we're like, how the fuck are you gonna do that in a food truck? He's not very bright. Oh, and there was the time he wanted to make a special, and it was shrimp and grits. This bitch spent like 3 months developing shrimp and grits. And he kept like asking like how to make the grits, and we tell him, and he'd be like, "Well, how do you do this?" We already told you. But then he was trying to do something with like lemon peels or whatever, and he asked me about it, and I'm like, I don't know, look it up. Well, yeah, I did, and that's why I'm doing it this way. Then why are you asking me? If you looked it up, why are you asking me? Weirdo. Oh, jelly beans. He allegedly got a job at a Michelin star restaurant. I don't know how he's doing. And honestly, I don't really care. That bitch pissed me off. That bitch pissed me off. I like that. Yeah. Um, I posted. So I used to post the quotes that I collected on Reddit, and I had a lot of people interested in jelly beans, like his lore, and it's also funny how everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, we have our own jelly beans," and then they proceed to give us the nickname that they gave their own jelly beans. It was really funny. But when so fucking jelly beans went and like staged at the Michelin star restaurant. Uh he literally went on vacation to work at a restaurant for free. Uh that's silly. And then he came back and he had like his whole big he had like a big old head. about working at a Michelin star restaurant for a week. But then he like fucked up. He fucked up. And I'm like, what, did you work at a Michelin star restaurant or did you go to fucking clown college? So when he said he got a job at the Michelin star restaurant and he was leaving, I made him a card that says, good luck in clown college. And then I had people sign it. And it was like the shittiest card I've ever made. And that was part of the point. But I don't even know what restaurant he went. I do know that they don't, like, I heard that they don't use like a ticket system. And if you miss something, you'd have to do push-ups. And I assume that Jelly Beans is going to have really great arm muscles because with how bad he was with the tickets here, I think he's going to have to do a lot of push-ups. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to work at like a Michelin star restaurant. Like, I already have enough trouble working at a country club. And I hear that things just get worse. Yeah, you're so early, Aaron. Well, I literally just started. Don't mind the fact that I've been live for like 3 hours. Oh, also, now that you're here, I don't have the other tea because I already drank it. But here, you could have this one. I was busy. No, you're fine. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to end soon. But I'm glad you could make it at some point. My throat hurts a little bit. I know you just got here, but I've already been live for like 3 hours. And you still got your first, so I'm glad you're having a good time, Nightmare. They pay with their firstborn or they don't pay at all. I also was recording voiceover for my video, and I started it and then I realized that the mic was muted, so I had to restart. And now that I'm pretty far into recording and I'm trying to like put together the video, I don't know if I like how it sounds, and I don't know how to like fix it because I'm not good with technology. And so I might have to re-record everything. But I'll have to see. I don't know yet. You muted. Yeah, that's fair. Ugh. I don't know what else to talk about. I've been yapping for a bit. I'm doing okay. I'm I'm trying to figure out how this video program works. Uh, but it is incredibly intimidating because there's a lot of functions and I don't know what 90% of them are. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of pictures, and it's very overwhelming because I'm used to a really simple program. Like, because I used to use CapCut, but CapCut is absolute shit now. And I heard that DaVinci Resolve is a lot better. However, uh, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And part of me is just like, oh, no, it's not that I'm ancient. It's more I know art programs more than like video programs, and this video program has like a lot of functions, and I don't know what they do because I'm not a video editor. Uh, I have no idea how to edit videos really. Even though I did take a video or like a college course on fuck, what's the Adobe one? Like Adobe After Effects. I did not retain any information. Yeah, I mean there are YouTube tutorials, which I'm probably gonna look into. I did try to look up like how to fix my voice in my voiceovers, but one of the videos was in a foreign language and I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, "Oh, I can't use this one." Um a lot of it's going to be like trial and error, but like it's a lot. It's like I also don't know if I want to use these clips that I already recorded because the way I recorded them, I did it with my VTuber model and OBS, but I don't know if that's what I should do. It's just a lot of figuring things out because I don't know what I'm doing. I do have like the script finished. I have finally got all of my game footage that I want. I found knew what I wanted. Um, I found the entire soundtrack for the game and like character sprites. It's just the fact of putting it all together that's intimidating to me because I don't know what I'm doing. It's scary. Bring some. Um, Well, we were talking about so in if you don't know, in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there's a lot of like musical references. And so the question I'm asking everyone is what like more modern song do you think would be really funny in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Like we said having a stand called Gangnam Style would be really funny. Or a character named like Lady Gaga. Pen pineapple apple pen. Oh my god, I love that actually. That's really funny. Pen pineapple apple pen. We also thought it'd be really funny if Araki started going into like K-pop territory, be like, "Oh, this is my stand, BTS," or "This is my stand, Stray Kids." Stray Kids, use God's menu. Shit like that. That'd be really funny. Or BTS, use your special move, butter. I think Araki, if you're watching me, please write these down. I think that'd be very funny. Thank you. Also, bring back the tiny horses you introduced in Steel Ball Run. That was really funny, and then you never mentioned it again. I want the tiny horses again. Make horses tiny again. No. Yeah, in Steel Ball Run, there's like this one-off scene where one of the characters introduces like these tiny horses, and then it was never mentioned again whatsoever. And I just think that's really funny. SBR was so top tier just for the tiny horses, and also yeah, Steel Ball Run also had dinosaurs. Oh, Steel Ball Run was an acid trip. And then Steel Ball Run is also where we find out that Jesus was like the first JoJo or something like that. Or like at least he was like a stand user or something. And I think about that a lot. Like, what do you mean Jesus was a JoJo? And there was this whole thing about Jesus' corpse. It was weird. Oh, fantastic. And then, so the story of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is so funny because you have the really sad and like ending of Stone Ocean where basically like the universe resets and whatever. And then it's like, yeehaw, it's horse time, baby. Uh and then yeehaw horse time turns into we gotta fucking do something about Jesus's corpse. Which then leads to Jojolian, where uh someone finds a guy with 4 testicles. I'm not even joking. They bring up the fact that Josuke in Jojolian has 4 testicles multiple times. There's even a part where he texts Yasuho. He's like, "It's me, 4 balls." Jojolian is also one of those like, it's really good. I can't fucking tell you what happens because I don't even fucking know. There's like rock humans. There is like a special fruit. Um, I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening in Jojolian. I do know that Yasuho, I love her design. She's great. And then there's JoJo Lands. I have no idea what's going on in JoJo Lands. I cannot tell you a single thing except that there's drugs involved and it's in Hawaii. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, dude. Also, Dragona Joestar is a fucking icon, and I love them. Other than that, I don't fucking know what's going on in JoJo Lands. So JoJo Land was interesting because a lot of the stands weren't like super like this thing hits really hard. They were so specific. And what I did like about what I could understand about JoJo Land is how the characters had to be a lot more creative with how they use their stands. And that's kind of like what I enjoy about later seasons cuz like parts 1 and 2 it was more you got magic punch power. And then in 3 you had stands and they had to start getting more creative with using the stands, but like with Star Platinum just punches really good pretty much. Like he had like other things that he could do, but his whole thing was punching really good. Uh Part 4 is where they start getting into more like incredibly specific stands and their uses. And I thought that was like really interesting, like seeing how they were able to circumvent extremely specific situations by using their stands in like a weird way. And then part 5 is where that like it really ramps up in my opinion. I like part 5. Part 5's great. But yes, a Star Platinum just punching real good fits his character. Yeah, it really does. Which is also really funny because in like part 4, he's kind of like he's not kind of like he is a marine biologist. Like this man has a whole degree in marine biology. And like what do you mean he went to school for marine biology? And he's like he wrote his thesis on a starfish he saw in like Morio. Like what do you mean? And then like part 5 is wild. Uh like there's a lot going on in part 5. Part 3, JoJo's just kind of single. Yeah, that is true. Um, like some of them, they're like oh wow, that's really interesting. And then it's like, and then like there's some where the stance can do a certain thing, and then it's just never brought up ever again. Like how at the beginning of like the part, Star Platinum can use the star finger, and then that's never used ever again. Like I don't. Okay. I mean, I get why it wasn't used ever again, but like I don't know, that could have been used for something, I guess. Part 6, I I think what I love about part 6 is how like creative they are with Jolene's stand. Because on the surface, Jolene's stand is like, yeah, she has these strings, but then like the way she uses it is so fucking smart. Uh, like when she's what's her name? The one where she couldn't like could only remember like 3 things, and if she remembered something new, it would replace something. So what she did was she had the picture in binary code and then used that to use her string to knit a photo of the stand user, so that even if she saw it, like that memory of her face got replaced, she'd still have the fucking knitted picture. Like that is so fucking smart. Or when she got hit by like a deathly blow, but then she used her string to make like a Mobius strip, so that like the damage would just keep going around and it wouldn't kill her. Like what the like Jolene, I I love you, Jolene. Like I think like I really love part 6. I know a lot of people have gripes about it, but I just really love how creative they were with Jolene's stand. Because unlike the previous JoJo's, her stand doesn't seem that impressive, but then she does like the craziest shit with it. And I think I just think that's so cool. And then like part 7, I don't know what the fuck is going on in part 7 with stands. I don't understand. I don't understand. Cuz like Johnny has a stand, but not really, and then Gyro has a stand, but not really. Uh and then Diego has a stand, but not really, but then he merges with an alternate universe Dio and then got the world somehow. And then Funny Valentine's Stan. I have no fucking idea what is going on with Funny Valentine's Stan. I don't understand. I'm too stupid for D4C. I'm just like, yeah, that's sure, that makes sense, I guess. I don't question anything about D4C. Uh and you got fucking what's her name? Um the only girl in like the series that I could think of besides what's her face? The one that had like name. The pink one. That had like flesh starter. Or like cream starter, whatever the fuck it was called. That was like a spray can that used like her skin or something. I don't know. Steel Ball Run gets really weird. And then you have Jojolian, which is also really weird. Uh like Wonder Review. I don't fucking understand Wonder Review whatsoever. It just exists. I just take it. I'm just like, yeah, sure, that makes sense, I guess. I don't fucking know anything about how Wonder Review works. Don't ask me. Like, I understand soft and wet. I get soft and wet with the bubbles. A Wonder Review? Fuck if I know. I like Paisley Park though. Paisley Park was kind of cool. Also liked how Paisley Park kind of looked like Yasuho. I think that was fun. Well, there was also like the one sister that like her ability was that she can make the heels of her shoe really long. I don't understand what that was all about. That was weird. Um but yeah. I think it is time to raid out. There you are. All right. So, all right. So let's see. Which God raid message. All right. So we are going to raid into Princess Macaron. Um, First raid message if you're not a sub. Second one if you are. That way, no matter who you are, we can give Mari some love. I will be on tomorrow with Date Everything. And that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.